Let's see if we are live. Hopefully, um, we are live on both. I'll say visit me on YouTube, and you can see what I'm sharing. But I'm going to be sharing how I got the opportunity to create music for the Lil Jon and Pitbull World Tour. This is an episode of the podcast. The podcast, I don't need my headphones. The podcast is called Syncrets To Success. This is a podcast that's only on YouTube right now. I keep saying I'm going to bring it somewhere else, but pause. I'm not. Sage, thank you for joining in. Jump on over to the YouTube link comment. You can see a little bit of the article I'm going to be sharing, but I'm going to be talking about how I got the opportunity to compose music for the Lil Jon and Pitbull World Tour, and it's not little, it's Lil Jon. But before we get into that, if you are watching on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the links in the description. I will link the LinkedIn article that I'm going to go over now that I posted about this. I'm also going to link some resources that you can use for music production if you are a music creator, and also some resources that I use as a music creator and some other things. So check out the links in the description for all the fun goodies and stuff. So basically what happened was I posted this article a couple days ago. It's gotten a lot of views. My music is opening up a world tour, and basically shared the story of how I got the opportunity to compose music for Lil Jon and Pitbull on their world tour. Currently, they have performed in London. They performed in Paris, I believe, in Amsterdam, maybe Norway, some countries. But it's literally a world tour. So basically, if you've been following my journey over the last, really since the pandemic started, I used to play in church, and when the church went virtual, I had a lot of musical energy outside of church, musical time to invest in other things. So I started doing piano remixes, and then eventually got into sync licensing, and then got into trailer music. So that's a quick overview. You can check out some other episodes in this podcast for more of a longer term view of what happened in those years. But during the pandemic, my family and I would visit Vegas a lot, and we saw Usher a couple times out in Vegas. And I knew the first time we were going to go see him in concert, or actually my wife and daughter were going to go see him in concert, but we were all going to Vegas. I had released an album for Usher, an instrumental album. I created music inspired by his sound for Usher, and I posted it online, and I tagged people that I could find on Usher's team, and that allowed me to connect with his manager over the year. That might have been 2021. Fast forward, I get to working on trailer music, started figuring out that side of things. And when Usher was headlining the Super Bowl, was it last year? Whenever it was in Vegas, I trailerized a couple of his songs from his catalog. One of those songs was Yeah. I trailerized Yeah, and then I posted it online, and then I tagged Usher, and of course, everyone involved, Lil Jon, Ludacris, JD, Social Def, like everyone I could find is closely related, for as many tags as I could do on Instagram, which at the time was 30. I don't know what it is now. And then nothing happened. I reposted it every few months. Around the holidays last year, I posted it again, and I tagged the same people in all these posts. And Lil Jon saw this post. Might have been around Thanksgiving or Christmas, one of those holidays, and he responded. He was like, "Hey, send me the files." And then he was like, "Hey, I'm working on. I want to have the intro for my DJ tour." Like improved, like more cinematic and epic. So he sent me those files to update that. Then a few months later, this was literally about a month. This was like January 2025, end of January, early February, and end of January, because I was leaving NAM. He sent me a message and said, "Hey, I'm working on this Lil Jon and Pitbull. I'm working on the Pitbull tour, and want you to do the intro music." And so, yeah, that's the quick overview of how that happened. And did the, said he sent me files to mess with, and told me what it's basically like a brief. All these things are like briefs for like sync and trailers. He gave me some guidelines, told me, what song it's going to lead into. And I basically had to go from the intro to the show, making it epic cinematic, to the lead in song of the show. And that's basically what I outline here. And then seeing clips right now on social media of people at the tour, seeing 20,000 people in these stadium shows, arena tours. These are mega artists, and just being inspired, like 20,000 people a night are hearing my music open up this world tour. Again, that was not on like the bingo card for me musically. I've had plans to work with artists, but never thought about, artists, being in stadiums performing my music. So that's inspiring and crazy. Usually it's like if I produced a song for a big artist, which is still the plan. I haven't done that yet. But if I produce a song for a big artist, and then the artist goes on tour, and then they play the song on tour, and then I can get clips of that. But this is like the intro to the tour, the first thing people hear as they're coming out on stage, which is again, It's crazy. I also added in here, like, believe it or not, sometimes I keep a lot of things close to the chest. There's some things I can never talk about with his NDAs and stuff. ND Quinn, thank you for tuning in. Jump on over to YouTube. You can see this article that I'm sharing, the story of how I got music on the Lil Jon Pitbull World Tour. But there's a lot of things that I can't talk about because of NDAs or because of agreements or secrecy, privacy. Obviously, in the sync trailer space, I can't talk about trailers I'm working on. So even when I did vaguely talk about this opportunity, I never mentioned the artist name until I saw, if I scroll up here, you'll see this. He had messaged me. This is Lil Jon here. I made posts like, "Hey, I just worked on music for a big artist," but I didn't want to say who. I had to keep it vague because I didn't know, just respecting privacy. But I do want to share that I'm working, getting opportunities from working and putting music out there. But Lil Jon messaged me. He said, "You could say you did it for me," and I was just like, "Yo," I did respond to this. I didn't post a response, but I was just like, "Yo, thank you." I didn't know if I could say who I did it for, what it was. I was just like, "Yo, I just landed some music on a world tour," and not trying to be like, no cap. It's not lies. It's just like I can't say who. So just believe me, I'm telling the truth. But then Little John was like, "Yo, you can say you did it for me," and then hopefully, that's all I can say about that. But hopefully, there'll be more on the way working with him directly, and of course, making these connections. I made a lot of connections. I'm gonna post. I need to post later today about meeting Brian Michael Cox at NAMM, but making a lot of connections with people in Atlanta because I'm in Atlanta a lot. We have a daughter. We were just there last weekend. We have a daughter at Spelman College, so I'm gonna be in Atlanta a lot over the next 3-4 years. And I was already down there often. I'm actually hosting a conference in Atlanta, a Sync conference. There will be a songwriting camp in Atlanta, April 4th. If you want information about that, let me know. If you're on Instagram, comment the word camp. Tell your people to check out the camp. It will be at one of Tyler Perry's People's studios in Georgia, and you'll be writing songs to briefs provided by music supervisors who will be at the conference the next day. So if you get a camp ticket, that gives you access to the conference and the songwriting camp. So basically making all these connections in Atlanta. Of course, I told Lil Jon, like, "Yo, I'm down there a lot. When I'm down there, definitely let's link up." So just making all these things happen, just seeing the journey, documenting the journey, because sometimes honestly I forget, how did I get here? What happened? So I can go back to it as long as, internet still exists and all these platforms, LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook still exist. I can go back and be like, "Oh yeah, that's how I met him." That's how that happened. Because I'm going to forget, when things keep happening, things are happening. It seems like every week, every day sometimes, where I'm getting messages, I'm working on projects, and yeah, things are happening. I just don't get a lot of sleep. Yeah, Andy Quinn. Shoot me a comment the word camp. Yeah, I should send it to you. If not, shoot me a DM and I'll send you the information about the songwriting camp. Tell your friends in Atlanta. It is limited slots, but it's going to be a great opportunity for those who are trying to get into sync, for those who are really good writers. There is a vetting process for the camp, but yeah, comment the word camp and I will send you information and feel free to ask any questions. But yeah, so far, Lil Jon Pitbull, they've been in London, to Amsterdam, I think Paris. I think they go to Vegas. They do a couple slots there. I'm in Virginia, so I don't think they're coming this way. If they came to like DC, I'm in the DC area. If they came to DC, that'd be great. I don't know if the tour plans to come this way. They didn't last time I checked, but if they do, I think the closest they were gonna get was maybe North or South Carolina, which is not too bad, but I don't know if I'll make it. But just knowing that my music is opening up the show is just incredible, and the opportunities that it can lead to. And I have some plans for some other things. Like I said, I can't mention. But this is all to say that things can happen. I remember hearing stories of like producers I've been inspired by, like S1 working with like Kanye, or Illmind working on, with Lin-Manuel Miranda on stuff, on like Moana and soundtracks and films and things. And just knowing that things are possible from the people that I follow, literally having conversations with Danger, being able to just call him up, being a producer in Virginia, having Timbaland review some of my beats. Like, these things are possible. It can happen. If it can happen to me, like I believe if it can happen to them, it can happen to me. And if it can happen to me, it can happen to you, or for you. Yeah, this is just one of many things that I'm sharing in the journey. Like I said, I could share a different story every day because things are happening every day. And then I share some resources down here. Sync Spotlight is the name of the conference, the camp. There's a talk with a trailer music supervisor in a couple weeks. If you go to my LinkedIn post here, you can click here to register with 50% off. I'll also include some of these links. Actually, all these links will be in the YouTube video description of this YouTube video too. So, but yeah, the journey is continuing. I like sharing this. Hopefully it inspires someone. It doesn't have to inspire everyone, but if it inspires one person, like I said, I've been inspired by people who I've been following and been connected with. So I thank them for sharing their journey, because if it's possible for someone else, it's possible for me. And that's what I believe. to happen. I'm preparing right now for my panel at South by Southwest. I don't know if I can bring you up. That will be March 11th. This is called Syncrets To Success. It will be a sync licensing panel. I have Eclipse, aka Gregory Covington, who will be on the panel. I have Dashay from Good Air Music Supervision, who will be on the panel, and I have Livy, who is a music supervisor at Dreamboat Music, who will be on the panel. This will be March 11th at 10 a.m. in Austin, Texas. This is not a cheap ticket, as South by Southwest. Their tickets are a little expensive, but if you know someone that's going to be out there, definitely stop through March 11th at 10 a.m. I'm probably only going to be there for like that day, just because I do work full time. I got to work, got to pay bills. So I'm really just building up this side of things. I did NAMM earlier this year. That was an incredible panel. Got South by Southwest. And then after that, we got Sync Spotlight. I'm going to show you Sync Spotlight. I can't show you my notes, which will be April 5th and 6th. Again, for those who are interested in the camp, I want to just show the Eventbrite. I just want to show the page. I don't want to log in. Sync Spotlight. If I can get to the page, I don't want to edit it. Is it this one? April, here you go. April 4th and 5th. April 4th is the songwriting camp. I am Lotus Noir. Thank you for tuning in. April 4th, jump on over to YouTube. You can see what I'm showing. Just discussed how I got music onto the Lil Jon and Pitbull World Tour. April 4th is the songwriting camp in Atlanta. You do have to be in person. It is sponsored by Level Up. Only 10 will be allowed in. It's an all-day camp. You'll be writing to briefs provided by supervisors for the conference. And then the next day during the conference, there will be listening sessions where we'll be playing the songs that you created for the briefs. After the writing camp will be a pre-party location that is open to everyone who got a ticket to the conference. And then Saturday, April 5th will be the conference day. There'll be networking. You'll see the panels here. There's Clint Music, Tyler Grove, Ken Lewis, who has over 100. He has 114, 15 gold and platinum records to his name. Just worked on Taylor Swift's album. You have Kay Lewis, Tyler Grove, I mentioned. Then we have the Sync Legends panel with Sam Tenez, Tommy Prophet, moderated by Brianna Shelko. Sam Tenez and Tommy Prophet are big paws in the sync and production music and trailer music space. Then we have Women in Sync panel. That'll be 4 to 6. Daniela Rivera, fellow Full Sail alum there. Femke. We have Liz Sharp, a music supervisor. We have Heather Cook, another person in the music space. Then we have a dinner break. And then we have a music supervisor panel with some of these music supervisors: Ashley Tamar, Jeremiah Moss, Robert Arzola, who's a trailer music supervisor, and Joel C. High, who is Tyler Perry's music supervisor. So these panels, and then we'll have an after party that day. And then I'll be flying back home the next day. But yeah, April 4th and 5th, it's going to be incredible leading up to that. So a lot of things coming up. I'm going to be talking about these over the next few weeks, but immediately for me will be South by Southwest next, March 11th. And then before Sync Spotlight, I'm actually going to London for an event. I am Lotus Noir. Yeah, if you could make, actually for Sync Spotlight, there are virtual tickets. If you go to get tickets, there is a virtual ticket. I think it might just be over Zoom. You can see prices there. If you use code quarterback, until I think the middle of March, you get a discount. The code is not going to be eligible for the camp. It's only eligible for like general admission, or if you are a student in school, you can get a student ID or a virtual ticket. But use the code quarterback. Get It Done Music. Thank you for tuning in. Use the code quarterback, and you can get a discount on at least admission to the conference, Sync Spotlight conference. But the best way to get in, I was telling people earlier when there was a 50% off code, no one took advantage, is to go to that songwriting camp. Songwriting camp, April 4th in Atlanta. I will be in there. Of course, I'm not going to be writing. I'm not a songwriter, but I'll be there just hanging out, enjoying the vibe, seeing what people come up with. That will be at I think Level 4U Recordings or 4U Recordings, somewhere down there in Atlanta. And that's the best way to experience this conference. But a lot of great panelists involved. So definitely check it out. Brandon, thank you for tuning in. Get It Done Music, again, thank you for tuning in. But yeah, so quick recap of how I got music on the Lil Jon Pitbull World Tour. Last year, I posted trailerization of Yeah, I did by Usher. I trailerized the song, posted it, tagged Lil Jon. And reposted it throughout the year, every few months. He saw it around the holidays and hit me up and was like, hey, I need you to work on, ended up being 2 tours that I did music for, his DJ tour. And then a few months later, late January, he asked me to do the music for the Lil Jon and Pitbull opening the music for the tour. And I did that and it landed. And now 20,000 people a night are hearing that opening. So that's it. That's the journey. Thank you for tuning in. And stay tuned. If you're watching this on YouTube, check out the links in the description again. I have some of these links that I'm sharing for resources, for sync stuff. Comment Camp on Instagram, comment Sync on Instagram. I'll send you some sync resources you can check out, including free courses, some stuff that I use, some resources, some access to all the panels, or I don't have all the video yet, but access to some of the panels I've done over the last few years. So comment the word sync and I'll send you some of those sync resources. But all this is happening because of me posting, sharing the journey, things like this, people seeing it, and asking me to work on projects, and hopefully I work on it, and hopefully it lands, and hopefully I get paid. All right, that's about it. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I am going to go live. I have a couple of videos I need to knock out today, because of I have some reviews I got to do with some plugins and things like that. So I have a lot of videos I need to try to get in, hopefully over the next few hours. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Just enjoying the journey. Thank you for the support. Thank those who are hating. Thank them for the hate. That's more encouragement for me and my family. Just trying to figure this whole music thing out. Yeah, thank you again. All right, let me end this thing before I just keep rambling. Yeah, comment sync. And I'll send you some sync resources. Comment camp, CAMP. I'll send you some information on the songwriting camp that will be in Atlanta. Comment the word sample. Check out sample packs on my site. I have courses on there too, to fingaz.com. You can check out some courses I have. I need to release. I spelled my site wrong. I need to release the cinematic drum loops coming soon, hopefully this week. Cinematic drum loops, I've been working on it. I've been trying to get it out, for a while. But if you go to my site, sample packs, and then you can check out sample packs I have. Clap Fridays, probably a bestseller. Then I have courses on like trailer music, on epic cinematic percussion, on Disney style music, on hip hop. I have a networking course. If you use the code SYNC, SYNC, you will get a discount as well. There are 2 pages here of stuff. I'm going to be adding more. Again, I want to drop cinematic drum loops, MIDI pack soon. Truth False Audio, thank you for tuning in. But I have a keys pack, organ pack, bell loops, orchestral loops, piano strings, sting endings. This is also one of bestsellers. And then I have Clap Friday Volume 1 and 2. Do I have a bundle? I need to put a bundle together. If not, Clap Friday Volume 2. So I should put a bundle together. And then once I drop the cinematic drum MIDI loops, I am going to have the a bundle for that also, where you can get the cinematic percussion and maybe I'll put all these in a bundle with the drum loops MIDI. So stay tuned. I just got to put some stuff together. Truth Falls Audio, thank you for tuning in. But comment sync, comment sample to check out the course, or the packs and courses. Comment camp to check out the ATL songwriting camp. Tell your friends about all this stuff. And shout out to Lil Jon, shout out to Pitbull for the opportunity. Stay tuned for more. Can't talk about what else is in the works. All right, peace.